Hey everybody, Roxabox90 here, back with some more conspiracy spoilers, and we're getting lots of amazing cards to check out. I'm really loving the conspiracy format so far, and I just got a chance to watch the video that they done for conspiracy. It's pretty awesome. But let's start off actually with an M15 card. This is called, well, it's a German article, it's called Soul of Zendikar, and it's mythic. This is important because we'll look at what it does. It's 4 and 2 green for a 6/6 avatar. Looks pretty awesome. And it actually reminds of Zendikar Field. Look at its back, for example. And what it does is it has reach. 5 to put a 3/3 green beast into play. And then 5, exile this card from your graveyard, and you get another 3/3, I think is what it does. Yeah. Okay, so this card is pretty interesting. What's also interesting here is that this card is going to be one of the promo cards for Duel of the Planeswalkers, which is important because most of the time we've had, or rather the last Duel of the Planeswalkers we have were rares were the promos. Here we have a mythic, so that's interesting, and it's one of the two, so it could be potentially we get another pretty awesome card. This card is weird. On the one hand, it's a powerful card. 6 for a 6/6 reach is really strong, especially because there are sure to be big flyers or even smaller flyers in the set, and having a card like this for green decks is great. It's an interesting ability. It gives you long-term advantage, and for decks that run green will probably have some kind of ramp in a core set, so that's really good too. And the fact that you can even reuse him later game to get another 3/3 seems really strong. What's weird is that the 3/3s don't have reach. Flavor-wise, that would just make more sense since, I mean, he's an avatar, but he's making beasts, but the beasts don't have reach, but he has reach. Little strange. As well, this is Soul of Zendikar is what it's called. Weird that they're bringing Zendikar flavor back. Now, they could have a sub-theme in the set because we already discussed that Nissa is probably going to be the Green Planeswalker since Garruk is being messed up somehow. And if Nissa is the Green Planeswalker, either a reprint or a new one, then it would make sense this card is there because it's in Zendikar flavor, and that connects with Nissa and such, and it's green. It also could mean that Zendikar, or Return to Zendikar, is not too far into the future if they're bringing Zendikar sub-themes back already. Anyway, that's just a lot of speculation, but we do have this spoiler and it looks awesome. Let's get to conspiracy. Unexpected potential. Hidden agenda. You may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast spells with the chosen name, which is really nice if you're running, again, a deck that has multicolors. This is really nice to tag along. Paliano, the High City. Reveal it as you drafted. The player to your right chooses a color, the person to your left chooses a color, you choose a color, and the person to your left chooses a third color, which basically means you control the one color you really need, and then likely if you're running, especially if you're running multicolor, this will be a tri-land. And what's nice is that it's a limited only card. This does not work well really anywhere else, and it's legendary, which is kind of fun. Artwork is gorgeous. I want a wallpaper of this now, and I'm sure foil is going to look great. I think it's really solid for limited. It's a tri-land that hits play untapped. Who wouldn't want that? And it's interesting, I actually meant to mention Hydra Brewmaster is going to be better than the Steel of Zendikar. I don't know why I didn't mention that, but anyway. We have Treasonous Ogre, looking creepy. 4 for a 2/3 Ogre Shaman with Dethrone, pay 3 life, add red to your mana pool. So it's a little steep. Mana for life is always complicated, and we've seen Phyrexian mana 2 life for mana. This is 3 life for mana. That's asking a lot. Then again, it is an uncommon. I think it's a decent card. It's going to see much more use outside of constructed. I'm sure in EDH, where life is mana and vice versa, mana could be life, you have so much more life to work with. This card could be absolutely insane for feeding huge wrath spells, huge life-taking spells, or even just putting monster creatures into play very, very quickly in the game. And of course, mono red players at least don't really care about their life totals. This card's going to be a lot of fun EDH Commander. In draft and limited, it's going to be a little more awkward to use. I'm sure there'll be some fun plays with it, but I'm not sure if I love it as much. It seems a really steep cost. Then we have Agent of Acquisitions, which is the Mr. Orange Guy spoiler, Evan Irwin spoiler. I would just go check out his video to hear what he has to say about it, because he's always funny and interesting. The card is freaking bonkers in cube. Strong cubes, this card is ridiculous. It's a decent creature that lets you choose an insane pack. Think about it. Think about how crazy some cube packs can be, and you can take the whole pack. You get a Soul Ring, a sword, and a couple of huge creatures and a Planeswalker. You keep the whole pack like that, and you get to see what everyone else drafts for the following round. Gives yourself an advantage. Long term, great creature. I have to say this card is really, really solid. It's almost definitely going into my queue. And last up, we have a bunch of stuff. Deal Broker lets you trade cards from your card pool with a draw a card, then discard a card creature. Very strong card. I like it a lot, especially because it's nice for a meta that's very friendly. This card is going to be really cool. You get to work with your friends. I think it's great. Power play, thank goodness this is conspiracy, because otherwise it's absolutely broken. Every deck would want it. You are the starting player, period. If multiple players would be the starting player, one of those players shows in at random. But in a 1v1, you're the starting player. Wow, that's pretty ridiculous. And I presume as you start the game with this card, I presume it's every time. It's ridiculous. Also, really good conspiracy. Wondering it's not a rare. Marquesa's Infiltrator. Marquesa is that mythic legend we saw, 3 for a 1/1 dethrone. When it deals combat damage to a player, you draw a card. It's fun, it's dethrone. I wish it had some kind of unblockable mechanic, but of course it would be even more broken than it is. It's okay. It's a little weak for what it does, I think. I mean, it would take a little bit of time to get there, and for 3 mana, it's not going to be rushing in fast enough, I think. Braga's Representative, nice design space, 3 for a 1/4, which is solid stats. While voting, you get additional vote. This matters a lot if you're playing multiplayer. I think this card is great for conspiracy design and for multiplayer design in cubes that are 1v1 based or are or limited draft format conspiracy that you're going to be 1v1. It may not be as good because it was not as good. It's as if it has no abilities. But in multiplayer, I think it's fantastic design. Selvalis Charge is the last we have for today. 5 for a parlay. Each player reveals the top card of their library. For each non-land card revealed this way, put a 3/3 green elephant token on the battlefield. Then each player draws a card. Really fun. It could whiff out completely, but more likely than not, you're going to get at least 1 or 2 creatures, which already pays the mana cost. I think it's great. Very, very solid uncommon. So those are the spoilers we have for today. We have the M15 Mythic and conspiracy stuff galore. Let me know your guys' thoughts about it down below in the comments section. If you enjoyed the video, tap the like button. If you're new to the channel, check in and subscribe for all the spoiler goodness. And as always, Roxbox90 signing out. I'll see you guys next time.